We're gonna hang out here in the truck today for this video since it's cold outside, and I'm still fighting this cold, whatever I've got. I don't know, I started feeling the first little bits of it probably at least a week and a half ago, and then this past weekend I was hoping it would get all cleared up so I could go back to work today. And I spent my whole time off work this last week instead of enjoying myself, laying around being sick. Still got this sore throat and everything. So, can't stop coughing. Probably lose my voice. I probably shouldn't even be making a video. I should be drinking tea and honey. But my wife had some interesting conversations with people while she was in the Philippines. My wife, actually, when I first met her, she was just doing her last year of college to become an English teacher. A lot of the people in her family work in the school system in the Philippines, the teachers and so forth. And she's, as I mentioned before, she came back from the Philippines last week and spent 5 weeks over there. But a lot of people were asking her questions. Like one of her friends was asking her a question about being a teacher here in America. And I don't know if she was looking at something from some agency, to get jobs for teachers here in America, or exactly what the situation was. But she made it, I don't know what figures exactly she was quoting from this agency, but she was asking my wife what it was like, being a teacher over here in America compared to being a teacher in the Philippines, And a lot of times I think people over there, they're just looking at the money issue. They see these figures on the internet and stuff, or from some agency. You can make, this much money per year, or they look up what teachers make in America. Actually, here in Florida, I think the average teacher's making probably between $4,000 or $5,000 a month, from what I've seen on the internet looking up. Here in Florida, we don't actually have the greatest wages for teachers compared to some places. You'll see figures like $90,000, but that's probably like, California and New York, where the cost of living is just absolutely outrageous as well, Even here in Florida, cost of living is not that spectacularly wonderful, depending exactly where you are. Let's say you're making $60,000 a year. That would be like $5,000 a month. After taxes, let's say after taxes that you're bringing home, taxes, benefits, different things. Let's say you're bringing home $4,000 a month. If you have $1,500 a month rent, which is not at all unreasonable here in Florida. I see, actually, on my mail route where I deliver, there's some houses on there, like standalone houses, that I hear are renting for over $4,000 a month. Just the rent for a house, over $4,000 a month. If you're a teacher, there's your entire take-home salary, and people are paying it, But say you're renting an apartment or something, we'll say even if it's just $1,000, let's say you got a roommate or something, and you find a place where you can get in for $1,000 a month. We'll assume that includes all of your utilities and stuff. Even we'll say $1,500 would be a lot more reasonable. So $1,500, that leaves you $2,500 out of your $4,000. If you have a car payment, car insurance, all of that, even if you have some kind of a cheap vehicle, you might be close to $500 a month right there. There goes half of your take-home salary just on your rent and your car and your insurance, And then you've got to pay for your food and everything. All of that stuff is a lot more expensive here than it is in the Philippines. But, and that's for someone, I think, probably who's not just starting out. It's hard to tell. I'm not the expert on Florida teacher salaries and stuff. But these are just, as a general idea. And especially if someone comes over here, they don't really know anybody, they're living on their own. It's going to be different from being back in the Philippines, where there's a a lot of friends and family for that support system if they need something. The figures that I've seen, looking up stuff on the Philippines, I think it varies from between about 30,000 up to 70,000 pesos per month, which you're talking $500-$600 up to about maybe $1,300, $1,400, $1,500 a month, depending on, and that's a wide variation from like a first level teacher all the way up to higher and higher levels. So if you're just looking at those numbers, that's a really huge difference, But if you stop to calculate how much it costs to live here in America, especially if you're here on your own and everything, trying to get by, it's not like it's a horrible thing. There's probably, financially, you're probably still going to come out maybe a little bit ahead, even after all of your expenses and stuff. And you're going to be on your own, experiencing a new country and stuff like that, and having an adventure. But I think where the main difference comes in is if you look at the actual experience of being a teacher, here in America compared to in the Philippines. In the Philippines, you've got kids going to school. They've got their cute little uniforms on. They still are indoctrinated to have respect for the school, for the teachers, for their country. The teachers have the ability to discipline them, and they're expected to be listened to, Over here in America, kids are hellraisers, man. Back when I was young, you used to talk about if you got in trouble at school, the teacher's going to beat you, give you a nice paddling, and when you get back home, then your parents are going to paddle you, get in trouble for getting in trouble. And today, so many parents are such trash themselves, honestly. No respect for anyone. You can see that even in our political system and the fighting. There's a lot of shit going on in politics in the Philippines right now too, with the Dutertes and Bongbong, and all that. And I guess Sara Duterte saying if she gets killed, somebody needs to kill him and his wife, and all that kind of stuff. So it's not like everything is totally respectful and stuff in the Philippines either. But as far as the kids going to school, it's not the same as it is over here in America. The kids over here, they just will talk back to you and cuss you out and treat you like shit, like you're supposed to listen to them, and their parents will back them up on it. Their parents are the ones who are teaching them to act like that. We just had a situation here in Florida recently. The school resource officer from the sheriff's department, I guess, was there, and these parents came in because their son had gotten in trouble, had a battery charge for attacking some girl at school. And so the parents came in bitching about that, and they got into it with the school resource officer. And when they finally told him, look, you have to leave, then they attacked the school resource officer, who was a woman, and they, they managed to get hold of her taser. And so then the woman drew her gun on them and was holding them at gunpoint, and they had attacked her. But that's what you're dealing with here in America. And some neighborhoods, some different cultures, let's say, these little kids, they're trash, they're just assholes. And to have to go into a classroom and deal with that and not be able to discipline them without getting sued or without having their parents come and attack you, teachers are not given the kind of respect they are in the Philippines. And this goes in general with the decline in respect that children have for everything here in America. It's not like the old days where people were expected to show up to school and respect the teachers and show respect for the institution and for their country, and just expected even by their own parents to have good manners and to not be bringing dishonor to the family and stuff by acting like a piece of crap. And today, people take pride in that, you know? I mean, you can see it all across our society here in America, how much pride people take in just being an asshole. I was watching my Pittsburgh Steelers on TV yesterday, man. The one wide receiver, every time he had a great play, he had to go and get a 15-yard penalty, talking trash like he's back on the block, you know, like, instead of acting like a professional. It's just part of our culture, you know, the trash talking and the swearing, and, you know, like, you got to be the biggest banger on the block and all this stupid crap. And the little kids go to school acting like that, you know. I wouldn't be able to handle it. Even, like, you know, look at being a police officer these days. I don't know how. I see some of the stuff these police officers go through, and I don't know how the restraint that you see. You watch some of these badge cam videos and stuff, man. It's amazing how much restraint it takes to do anything involving the public these days, because people act like crap and they want to attack you and treat you like garbage when you're a part of an institution that they should be respecting. You know, teachers, law enforcement, all of that. I don't know how people in some of these professions do it, because I wouldn't be able to handle it, you know, myself. You know, there's a limit to how much you can take from some people, and in our society these days, we're not enforcing those standards. We're letting people act like that, and you see it, like I say, even in our political system, the way people act and treat their political opponents and stuff. Oh man, I guess that's about it for my voice today. But yeah, that's my 2 cents on the difference between being a teacher in America and being one in the Philippines. You can come to another country, have a great experience, but it's not the same. You know, being a teacher in the Philippines, people respect you and look up to you, and the whole culture enforces that. Here in America, man, here in America, it's not like that. I guess that's that for that video.